However, with regards to an individual who doesn't know how to read Quran properly, then they shouldn't lead the prayer. A person who does not know how to recite Surah Fatihah properly and hasn't gone through the tajweed rules with some teachers, hasn't got ijazah to do the imamah, means someone hasn't said that your tajweed is good enough to lead prayer, then that person shouldn't lead the people in prayer, because he is now putting everyone else's prayers in jeopardy. Without Surah Fatihah being recited correctly with all the correct pronunciations and no major mistake in the recitation with regards to tajweed and sifatul huruf, then the prayer is invalid. And if Imam's prayer is invalid, the muqtadis, the followers, their prayer is invalid as well. So it is quite important that we should not allow anyone and everyone to lead the prayer. If someone does it and you realize that the recitation is not correct in any way, and they're making major mistakes with regards to the prolongation and shortening, combining and non-combining, stopping, makharij difference between ha and ha, sa and sa, ta and ta, likewise ka and qa. So there are many similar words and letters in Arabic which needs to be pronounced separately to distinguish the meaning. Otherwise this is a major mistake and that would invalidate. So especially in Surah Fatihah, which is the most important recitation part of Quran that is done in each rakat of our prayer, that must be done properly. If the person doesn't know how to do the recitation properly, then they shouldn't be leading. And if they did it, then someone should go and speak to the, not that person perhaps because he's not going to understand it, gently remind the community leader, like the committee heads, chairman, whoever is responsible for appointing imam. They should know it, and they should only allow those people who have enough understanding of Sharia ruling with regards to prayer and know how to fix the prayer if there was a mistake, and they could recite and lead people properly. And they must be a follower of all the basic sunnah which are considered a done thing, a better thing, even recommended in sunnah actions, like having proper gear, headgear, clothing, beard, all of that, to make sure that our prayer is led by someone who has done to his ability the best in order to present our case to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Imam is there to be followed, and he is the one as ambassador on our behalf, speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, presenting our case to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in recitation. That's why muqtadis do not recite behind Imam, they just follow the Imam, liyuktamma bih, as hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam describes. So he must be someone, our spokesperson should be someone who is really up to the scratch. He is best among the people. Not necessarily about the piety, because the piety is the essence of heart, the soul, which we can't understand, which we won't know, because it is deep inside the heart. At-taqwa ha-huna. The taqwa is found inside the heart, so we won't know. Only Allah knows. But outwardly, whatever are the signs and manifestations of taqwa, that individual should be fully equipped with all those, in keeping with the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The more the better. And that is why we should always hope to get the pious people, the righteous people in the community standing in the front line, sitting just behind Imam. So if Imam couldn't be there for whatever reason, or he had to break his prayer, or he, God forbid, fall sick during the prayer and couldn't continue any longer, then he must appoint someone from the first few people behind him. Now imagine these are all young kids, people who are not, aware of the rulings of prayer. They wouldn't know, and they wouldn't be able to lead it. So how would the prayer continue? People do not understand this. That is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لِيَلِيَنِي مِنْكُمْ أُولُو الْأَحْلَامِ وَالنُّهَى. Let those who are mature and knowledgeable and are wise stay behind me. They should be next to me, close to me. Let those close to me are the people who are ulul ahlam. They are people of wisdom and nuha and intellect. Means they are mature, sensible, wise people. Those who can then be subordinate to the imam. In imam's absence, they can lead it. If imam needed to answer the call of nature, for example, if he broke his wudu, if he had a nosebleed, for example, then he needed to leave. So he should be able to appoint someone from his close proximity, literally behind him, 2, 3, 4 people, inshallah ta'ala. So anyway, we need to make this a very important concern for ourselves, for our prayers, that the imam is someone who is equipped with all of that. Not that someone who is old in age, not for someone who is looking nice, not for someone who has some authority, rather someone who fulfills all those criteria. So inshallah ta'ala, then our prayer will be much more secured. This is for fard prayer, obviously. Sunnah and nafil we do ourselves, then we do whatever we want. When it comes to leading others, we should be scared. We should be quite wary of leading others. It is not just my prayer now, it is the prayer of everyone besides me. Then who's going to question on the day of judgment, Ya Allah, this man led us in prayer and he didn't know. And he knew that he didn't know, or he should have had it corrected by someone. Why did he not do his due checks on his recitation, his knowledge? But he just thought that since I've been praying for that many years, I'm born Muslim, I've been there for many years, I should be able to do it. And that's not the case, unfortunately or fortunately. So we should try to ensure that the imam is someone who is well respected, someone who has abilities, someone who could fulfill the requirements to the best of his ability. And inshallah ta'ala, Allah would accept our prayer. May Allah give us tawfiq to understand.